I want explanation. Explain to me exactly what our student activity account is for. Am I correct in saying it's a student activity account for student fundraising only? Is that what it's established for?
No, it's not just for that, no.
So, my only reason I asked that, because I checked under Montana Code Annotated, because this question's been brought before. So now that I'm in the table here approving these warrants, I want to know that, is this correct or not? So according to, for us to have an extracurricular fund, they call it pupil functions, Montana Code Annotated 29-504, says the government of the pupils of school within the district or the administration of the school on behalf of the pupils may establish an extracurricular fund for the purposes of receipts and expenditures of money collected for pupil extracurricular functions with approval from the trustees. If I'm reading that right, it's saying we're allowed to have the student activity fund and have it, but it's for fundraising money. That's a check. I cannot read that any differently, so correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I would have to review the law for question.
Well, okay. That's all I'm saying is because what I'm looking through our student activity accounts, and I got a few questions as to why we'd have driver's education in there, why we'd have the Florence Carlton Parent Teacher Fund in there, why do we have our lunch in there, why do we have in and out account, non-sufficient funds, parking. None of these are fundraising. These aren't children's loans. So I'm approving checks that, and if I'm correct in saying this, these checks have already been written. The dates on these are 5/1 to 5/30 for June. So these checks, it's telling me under code annotated that they have to be approved by a trustee or district. So therefore, I'm approving checks that are in an account that I'm reading. It doesn't make sense to me that they're there. Also, they've been written prior to me saying I'm supposed to approve them. So that's my question on the activity account. And the funds, the actual checks that we're approving from May. So everything against the code, it seems to me I'm doing everything wrong there, so I just not very comfortable with that. I just bring that to everybody's attention. And I know I've been sitting in the seats for years listening, so did as much homework as I could on it, and that's what I come up with. So I think we need to take a hard look at our activity fund, because it seems to me like we got money in there it's not, the law doesn't allow us to have, and we're approving these monthly.
They've been doing that since
I understand that.
Yes.
But
The
I'm
money we control here that we approve is district money.
okay.
The money
Right.
that comes out to pay expenses of the district is out of our general fund, that's out
Okay.
of that money.
Right.
The extracurricular money, that's the student-related stuff.
I totally agree with you. That's
And
exactly what I said.
They have the account down at the bank.
Mhm.
It has to be signed by certain people. They have to do paperwork to request the check. It's all. on
Everything you're
record.
saying is correct, Dorothy. I'm not arguing that. I'm asking why we haven't.
Trustees have never touched it.
But why do we have? If it's children's money from fundraising, why is our lunch money in there? That's money that's given to you. That's
Because
federal money.
day-to-day money that comes in and goes out can't be done through the district office. We have to do it once a month at the board meeting. But we also have to have a way of, when kids come in to pay for their driver's ed money, they have to pay it and have a receipt for it. We can't do that at the district office.
Okay.
We don't
I
have-
understand that, but
Yeah.
Montana Code Annotated says we have to. So that's all I'm saying. That's
The
all I'm saying.
auditors have never said anything about that.
The auditors review our budget and the extracurricular accounts, and they review the minutes of our meetings. They do a compliance check to make sure that everything that we are doing falls into compliance with state law
Okay.
and with OPI. And each year, we have been told the way we are conducting this business is correct.
Okay, well, now I have that code, and you said you'd look into it, so I brought that for all board members. So all I'm saying is, here it is. So what I've looked into it, please review it, because, as a new board member and trying to do my job here and, represent the taxpayers and do what's right, I don't feel that I'm doing it. So I just need a little more convincing by just saying that that's the way we've done it, and that our auditors say it's right, because the way I understand it, I'm supposed to live and die by Montana Code Annotated as a school board member, and if that's the case, then kinda going
We
through
can,
this.
we can have, Mrs. Culver come and give you a discussion on that if you'd like.
That's fine, I'm asking you guys to look into it and explain to me what's being written there, that's all I
I
have.
would be happy to.
Okay.
Take a look into this so that we can explain the procedures and operations of our finances.
Okay.
You know, I have-
I'm definitely gonna need that, obviously, so that's fine, so, that's where I was out on one.
So I appreciate your questions.
Thank you.
Good questions.
Mhm.
All right,
I have a question.
okay, how about you, Dorothy? Bill, do you have any questions?
I see a lot of money for cement. Was that to gear up any excavation for the gas
Mhm.
pump?
We had, some issues there where, down out on the playground, we had some cement poured that covered up the sidewalk that had been broken up for that repair line, the boiler, those types of things.
Was the 10,000 for Downey, was that our actual audit?
Yeah, that's our audit.
So do we have copies of that, is that given to me?
Yeah, you'll get a copy of that when she comes to present.
Okay.
Somebody might, I don't know, Colby, here's something. And somebody might even clarify this for me. To expedite business at its meeting, the board approves the use of a consent agenda, which includes those items considered to be routine in nature. Any item that appears on the consent agenda may be removed by a member of the board. Does that mean that we could take one of these checks that's been approved and back it out of there?
Correct.
Or that we're gonna approve?
So if these checks are written, so you're saying that if I go through and we don't approve 10 checks that are out of their activity account, what's procedure if they've already been sent out?
They haven't been sent out because the checks are here tonight.
He's talking about the
board
district.
shared to-
I'm talking about the activity account, back to it,
That is, I would have to look into the procedure for that.
so it's never happened.
No, not had that.
Okay, any
All I
other?
did was muddy the water a little more.
Oh, all right. All right.
Job, Mel.
Any other discussion on the warrants? Okay, so, yes,
John, I think you made an error in the audits for 5
Kevin,
consecutive
I'm sorry, we
years.
didn't bring the podium, but can you come up and?
Kevin O'Brien.
Thank
If
you.
you can't hear me, my name's Kevin O'Brien. 5 consecutive years, one with, 4 with Jennings and Downey, who's the current auditor. And prior to that, it was Foltz out of Missoula. 5 consecutive years, the student activity count was not reconciled properly by the auditor. They could not properly account for cash. And each year, in those 5 consecutive years, and I don't know about 12 and 13, there were 11 items that they recommended the district to fix. For 5 consecutive years, maybe 2 or 3 got fixed. So when you told Mr. Reynolds that everything turned out okay in those audits for that account, that's an error.
all right, call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. All right. So,